Once again, welcome back to Spudrick Health Show. And in the last episode, we basically spoke about diagnosis, how basically Spudrick diagnoses, and we got to know a lot of interesting information about that. So now we will get to know more information on Spudrick. So once again, we have our Spudrist Vinod Kumarji and Pradeep ji once again. So hello to both of you.
Hello Savita ji.
In the last episode, we basically got to know about diagnosis.
Yes.
How basically Spudrick diagnosis, which was very interesting to see.
Yeah.
And it actually seemed very understandable and scientific as well. But today, I have a question, and we actually want to know, the viewers want to know, how basically, in complementary medicine you have different sciences. So basically there's Ayurveda, there's homeopathy, now there's Spudrick as well. How do they actually differ from each other, mainly?
Well, in complementary medicines, there are three main types. So you are right, Ayurveda, homeopathic, and then obviously you have a Spudrick way. So with Ayurveda, you have single herbs used, which are mixed with each other when the Ayurveda supplement medicine is made. Then we have the homeopathy, which has two types. So one is single and one is complex.
Correct.
The complex basically has a combination of other medicines basically mixed inside. The main difference between homeopathic and herbal is that it's basically a cruder or an extract form.
Yeah, herbal tends to be crude.
So they have like juices or powder or tablets, but with homeopathic then it's basically
diluted.
It's diluted. And coming on to Spudrick, that is both extract of plant and that doesn't have any other chemicals in, because in some homeopathic medicines you do have a mixture of
minerals and stuff.
But with Spudrick it's basically totally plant based, and we also have two types. So our dosage of medicine is basically a D4.
Okay.
In homeopathy it can basically change as with the tincture.
Yeah, homeopathy is more like potencies, isn't it?
That's it, So with our medicines, the same dilution you can take direct, but you can also have it indirectly as well. And the other thing is we have like a fluid. I can basically show you here. So that's our fluid type. We also do pills as well, but in some homeopathic medicines you would find that on the pills, the globules, they add medicine. We don't do that. It's actually made from the extract, and then it's D4, so we don't add anything on top, because sometimes you can get the plain globules there.
It's quite common in homeopathy.
And there is some, it's actually depend on the health practitioner.
Of course.
And some homeopaths practitioners actually give the ready-made pills, and some people actually put it on the unmedicated pills. So it's depend on the health, but mostly if you look at the homeopath do that, and Spudrick don't do that. And the Ayurveda, where the Ayurveda is actually, in my word, I always says that is a 2.0 of the modern medicines, because they're using the capsules and tablets forms.
There's so many
and the homeopathic is also doing this actually.
Starting off,
they're starting off. They are very similar to the very different kind of colors tablets. So that's why they actually, the motto of this one is to impress the patient and to give them a psychological effect.
Of course.
And that's why they are sometimes different from the principle. And Spudrick is not. They are like a single complex homeopathic and based on the Spudrick principles, and is different from the homeopathy, as well as it's either in diluted form or in the undiluted form, and plant made. And actually there is one very scientific theory behind that. If you look at the principle of the saliva and the liquid form, any fluid form first go into the mouth and chew it very well and then swallow it, which means mastication is done and elimination of all the elements of the food, and it's produced the enzymes, and which is very good for the body. And if you take in the capsule form or tablet form, first it goes into the metabolic stomach, and then it will take break down there, and then it's mixed into release into the blood. But if you look at the extract, and if you look at the form of the diluted medicine drop, as soon as you put on the tongue, it's mixed with the saliva and signal goes to the brain.
It's amazing.
And it goes into the bloodstream. So the enzymes directly goes into the mix with the saliva, and which called as lymphatic system, and then into the blood, and then in cell and tissues. So basically it's a very scientific form of, and if you look at the Mattei, founder of the Spudric, what he done, actually he giving the medicines in the water form. So it's mixed directly into the saliva and start working straight away. So that's it. But some Spudric practitioners also making the dilutions, which is wrong according to the Mattei's principle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask here. I have seen some practitioners. And basically where they mix medicines and then they dilute them as well. What are your opinion on this? Do you think this is...
Actually, as I said earlier, that is depend on the practitioner individually, but they sometime I says them that they don't follow the rules. So what they are doing is the rules means what the founder is given and updated research, saying, and that's why sometimes what they do, actually, if you look at if you compare the Spudric and the other system of medicines like homeopathy, some people think it's together, like Spudric is part of homeopathy,
they do,
or homeopathic is Spudric, but it's not the case.
That's not the case, no.
These are totally different science, not even the scientific way, but also principally as well. So both are using the different principle. And homeopathic, actually, even their practitioners are so loyal, and they use whatever their potency they use, they stick to that. They stick to that, and they never use they never diluted the potencies. They don't play with the potencies. But the Spudric, some practitioners, they do that. What I mean that, for example, if the homeopathy is giving 30C, so they are giving 30C. They are not using 32C or 35C. Or blindly. They are using the 30C, they are using the 200C or 1M, whatever. But Spudric don't follow that. But what the Spudric practitioners should do, they are using the D4. And they can either give in a diluted form or in the undiluted form. But some Spudric practitioners, they do that, they dilute itself. Which is wrong. So which is blindly. You are dealing with that. So sometimes it happens like that.